Hi and welcome. We've now reached the final module of this series on facilitating change in climate systems. This module focuses on designing interventions for systemic impact. In the first two modules, you learned how to understand climate systems, seeing their complexity, mapping their patterns, and identifying leverage points for change. Now it's time to turn that understanding into action. This module is about designing interventions that actually shift systems and change the underlying dynamics that keep them in place. We start with lesson number 1, from insight to action. Here you will explore what it really means to design for systems change, moving from analysis to action that align with how systems behave and evolve. You will learn that effective design is not about control. It's really about creating the conditions for the systems to move in a healthier direction. In the next lesson, number 2, we will look at leverage-based intervention. Here you will take the leverage point you identified earlier and use them as a compass for your action, designing interventions that create ripple effects across structural, relational, and transformative layers of the system. Then we move to lesson number 3, facilitating collaborative design processes. We have to understand that systems don't change in isolation. And this is where you will learn how to bring together the right actors, those who influence and experience the system, to co-design solutions, align intentions, and build shared ownership for action. In lesson 4, you will learn to prototype small and learn fast. Instead of waiting for the perfect plan, you will test ideas through small and safe-to-fail experiments that reveal how the system responds and what adjustments are needed. In lesson number 5, you will look at developing your leverage-based work plan. This lesson will help you to develop action plan from your leverage point, identify risks, embed learning loops so your plan reflects the systems as a whole. And finally, lesson 6, embed learning and adaptation. Here you will discover how to make reflection and feedback a regular practice, listening to the system, adjusting strategies, and keeping your interventions responsive as conditions change. This is where you shift from one-time project to continuous learning and evolution. Each lesson is built on the one before it, from turning insights into action, to designing with leverage, to collaborating, testing, planning, and embedding learning. Together, they give you a clear pathway for moving from understanding systems to shifting them. By the end of the module, you will be able to translate systems insight into practical, scalable interventions, balance short-term to long-term transformation, build in learning loops for adaptability, and facilitate inclusive design processes that create shared ownership for change. This module officially concludes our first series of systems facilitation for climate action, which focuses on building systems awareness. Congratulations on coming this far. You've built a strong foundation from seeing, mapping, and now acting within complex systems. Stay tuned in our community for the next series, where you will move from insight to impact. You will develop the practical facilitation skills to lead collective climate action, learning how to bring people together, design interventions, and sustain systemic transformation. Let's begin the final module.